So when we met the Barrys, I immediately knew that I wanted to understand more about social mobility. So, so I did some reading, and a few statistics caught my eye. By the time a child is at school age, if they're from a disadvantaged background, they're likely to be 4 to 5 months behind in reading, writing, and speaking. And that gap widens to 19 months by the end of school. And should they overcome that setback, then if they attain a professional career, compared to a more advantaged counterpart, they can expect 20% less pay. So this is a big problem. And the Barrys were talking about how many organizations working in the social mobility space were reinventing the wheel, simply because they don't know about each other. And we set to thinking about how we could help as a technology partner. A digital collaboration sets to increase the reach and the speed of the impact that ESMA can have on social mobility. And we've been working together to create a web presence that makes available some research and is the beginning of a digital platform that we can develop further and that we can build a community around. I'm going to talk a bit about how we began, what we've built, and what's coming next. We began with some discovery activities. So these take the form of facilitated workshops, and they're really designed to set the team up for success in building the right thing. So at Red Badger, we have tried and tested tools, but what we're trying to do here is to work the team hard to identify which of their ideas bring user value. And when I say team, this is about project visionaries and subject matter expertise from the social mobility side, but also design, development, and delivery expertise from Red Badger. And we're all working together towards 3 key outcomes in discovery work. We're working towards a mission statement, which helps us align why we're all here. User personas, which help us characterize who we're doing this work for, and enough of a plan so we know where to start and what we hope to achieve by the end of the time we have. I'll talk a bit about how we got to a mission statement because that really frames how we work together. So the facilitator would have us all look at 4 areas. First, we'd think independently about this on our own, and then we would reconvene as a group to converge our ideas into a single mission statement. So we would think about what is the problem we're solving, who we're solving it for, and what are the behaviors we want to affect in the user community, and also our personal motivation for the work. So that's everything from purpose all the way down to personal motivation, which is a really great way for the team to get to know each other and to understand how each other's minds work. Which turned out to be particularly important because we started this work right about the height of the UK's coronavirus epidemic, which meant no co-location, and that in turn meant that we had to redesign some of our workshops. And those redesigned workshops with a combination of classwork, homework, and digital tooling work very well for some of our other constraints in that we're running a team which is an alliance of many organizations with people that have different calendars and in some cases day jobs. That enabled us to get to this mission statement together. We were here to create a shared understanding of what social mobility is and how to improve it together. So the improve it together part I'll come to towards the end, but the shared understanding part, which is essential if we're all to be singing from the same hymn sheet, and that really points to the research. ESMA appointed the Bridge Group, who are specialist social mobility researchers, and they brought together research from dozens of organizations and arranged it into 5 topics, each of which corresponds to a life stage: early years, school years, further education, higher education, and working life. Within each of those sections, the research goes into considerable depth and breadth, and the team have done a brilliant job of breaking it up into discrete topics, which you can read relatively independently from each other. And that allows you to dip in and read about what you're interested in. It covers a lifetime of issues. So that means that as a school leader, you can dip in to read about how social mobility issues affect your intake or pupils while they're at school. As a higher education leader, you can dip in to understand similarly how it affects your university's intake or a student's life while at university. Or you, as a purpose-driven leader, can dip in to find out about how social mobility issues affects your current and potential employees. But these issues are complex. And not only are they complex within those life stages, there's also regional variation. So from one city to another, or from one local education authority to another, the way in which social mobility issues manifest and the extent to which they manifest varies. And that deserves dedicated research. So we want to extend our platform. We want to apply the same research structure on a regional basis. We want to map out all of the work and research going on across the UK to improve social mobility. This will aid work at a practical level, on a local level, to be informed by the expertise of the whole country. And to do that, we need your help. You can help by spreading the word about this issue, or by reaching out if you have time to coordinate research on a regional level, or provide resources for further development of the digital platform. So we've talked a bit about social mobility, and we've seen the start of the digital platform. But this is really your opportunity as a purpose-driven leader to reach out, improve social mobility, and reduce inequality in the UK. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. That's back to you, Kane.